What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Scythe, way back games about Trove on PC. Sorry, it's actually been a while, folks. I'm going to update you on everything that's been going on because there's been quite a few crazy developments, most of which is just been going on with me personally. Not only am I kind of a little bit under the weather, you might be able to tell, the weather is fluctuating a lot where I am right now, where it was actually really hot and nice these couple days, and then it ended up just suddenly being like, no, I'm going to be super duper cold. But how y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastic, wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. We're also going to talk about some of the Trove stuff as well today. Most of all, you know, I've kind of been trying to be a little bit more honest about how I'm approaching my videos lately because I feel that my channel is in a transitional period, and I feel that it's all of your right to actually know all of the stuff that's going on with that, because you're directly influencing my content, right? So first of all, I'll just say I did kind of talk about this already on my PS4 episode in regards to talking about like how I'm trying to improve other series besides Trove. So I've been working really hard to try and make the indie videos and indie games and stuff like that a little bit more interesting, and I feel that I've actually been doing that pretty well, just because people generally seem to be a bit more interested in those videos, which is great because, you know, the devs are throwing me these games and I feel that it's my job to try and get as many people interested in the games as possible. So when I see more people watching my indie game videos, it's not that I'm sitting here going, yes, the views. Most of all, it's that I'm sitting there going, okay, awesome, people are actually into this game. Hopefully I've sold them a couple extra copies, because I'm extremely grateful to all the devs that actually do throw me all those games. So anyways, I talked about that on the PS4. For today, I wanted to talk about Trove, and I did kind of mention this a while back, but I wanted to just kind of say more clearly that I'm kind of trying to find out like a better format as far as Trove is concerned, because I've been playing Trove for such a long time and we're just doing the same thing over and over again by going into dungeons. So I try to have some type of an interesting conversation, so that hopefully, you know, the video is both entertaining as well as informative. And lately, you know, there hasn't really been that much new info as far as old Trove is concerned. There was the Hydra boss, the subclass info, and that's pretty much it. The dev stream this week is just going to be them playing some PvP, which means that we're not going to end up hearing anything, right? So what I'm trying to do with that, it took me a while to kind of figure this out, but I think with the PS4 series, I'm going to talk about more broader strokes in regards to the channel, you know, and stuff that is actually not necessarily related to the Trove series specifically. And then the Xbox episodes, those are mostly just to hang out with fans, interact with the community and stuff. I mean, each of the Trove episodes has that for sure, but with the Xbox one, I still can appear online and just have everybody join in on me and stuff, and it's really crazy, and you know, the community is so booming and everything, and it's really great. And then for the PC series, I want to talk more about personal stuff that is going to, of course, affect the channel, but it's going to be kind of future content, you know, kind of stuff that's going on behind the scenes with me personally, stuff that I'm trying to work out, that may not be necessarily coming out on the channel for a very long time. So I'm hoping that that in turn is going to end up being something that is a little bit more to your liking, folks, because otherwise I was really starting to struggle with like, dude, what do I even do in the Trove series anymore? Not that I'm like out of ideas as far as, you know, what to talk about and what to do in Trove, but it's just if I didn't have a current topic, I would find that I wouldn't actually want to record any Trove, and I want to try and get Trove out to you a little bit more often as often as possible, I guess I should say. So if you didn't already check my Twitter, I actually post about that usually within 24 hours. Oh, there's not going to be a Trove episode, because yesterday I didn't have any Trove video just because, you know, I got really busy with some stuff, because I ended up, like, there's been lots of stuff that's been actually troublesome behind the scenes. Most of all was my keyboard. So I've actually got a new keyboard right now, really happy about it. It's just like a Microsoft Comfort 2000 keyboard or something like that. It's really old and actually doesn't exist anymore, so I had to pay a little bit extra just to end up actually getting it. You know, I just ordered it online, and it's a beautiful keyboard I've been using, like the first keyboard I was using since I was a kid, like straight up. So it's that good a keyboard. It doesn't break. So I know, okay, this is a worthy investment. Not to mention it's what I'm used to, you know, and when you get used to something specifically, especially if you're like editing videos and doing everything, your job is on the computer, you want to have the necessities that you're comfortable with, right? So, it finally ended up actually getting the new one. It finally showed up in the mail the other day, which is great because my older keyboard, the enter key was broken. I could still press enter, but the key itself would kind of fall off every time I would hit enter a little bit too hard. So that was really, really starting to impede my work and make things really difficult. And not to mention, like, it's like any of you old fans, you remember how loud my spacebar was, right? That's my new spacebar. It's not nearly as bad, is it? Like, it still is loud for most keyboards, but still, it's not too bad at all. Then also, that's pretty much it as far as impeding work, but I ended up actually getting myself an HTC Vive VR headset. So I know that it's probably a little bit early for my channel to be jumping into the virtual reality videos, but I've actually got quite a few indie devs that are trying to, like, well, I'm requesting, I guess I should say, some VR games, right? And I thought, okay, well, there's enough of these games that I can request that, yeah, I can actually go ahead and just buy it, you know, just go nuts with it. So hopefully it's gonna be some entertaining videos for all of you, but in that, it's actually been quite a bit of setup time for me to try and set something up with that. Like, I've had a bit of a hard time trying to set up the VR because it's very specific and, well, it's not like difficult, it's just very time consuming, right? So I got some fun ideas that I want to do in regards to Trove and using it. You can't actually use VR, like a VR headset with Trove, but I thought it'd be kind of like a funny video where it's like, oh, I'm playing Trove with the VR, and it's like I just have it on my head, and I'm playing Trove kind of like, there's kind of a way you can cheat and get yourself first person in Trove just by zooming the camera in and hiding your character and stuff. So I thought it'd be interesting to do a video like that, where I'm playing first person Trove, but I have the VR headset on my head. So it's kind of like a mix of some older videos that I did, which was Trove in first person, and then playing Trove blind. So it's kind of like a mix of the two, you know? I think that could end up being pretty funny. Then also, look at this. I ended up getting, thank you to the devs, they ended up actually throwing me a Trove T-Shirt. Because unfortunately I couldn't actually order any of them because they were only on Amazon.com. And I'm Canadian, and then we've got this one that they threw me too. I only wanted the Gonda shirt because, you know, Gonda, Jub, now I actually have a Jub shirt, so that's awesome. But then there's just the Trove logo shirt, which they secretly ended up sending me as well, so that was actually really exciting. Now, unfortunately, my skin is very sensitive. I'm just like that for some reason. My body in general is just like really, really picky, right? And this shirt is 100% cotton, and even right now, like, I've been trying my best to actually wear it all day, and oh man, I'm like so itchy, and it's like it's really annoying to actually wear. So I might have to try and have like an undershirt or something like that if I want to actually rock these shirts in the video. So I'll put a link in the description in this video anyways, just because I feel that it's relevant. But I'll put a link to the Trove merch store so that you can end up picking up the shirts yourselves. I think that you can only order them in the US, but I'm not exactly sure about any of that yet. I just know that myself being Canadian, I can't order one. And then that also brings me to the topic of my own merch store, which I'm trying to work on. It's still a bit too early to actually talk about it because, honestly speaking, folks, I think it's going to actually be a couple more months before we end up actually full-on launching the store. However, I just wanted to let you know because I think that's really, really cool. It's an idea that I had a long time ago that apparently this website already has incorporated, where it's going to, like, the merch store is going to kind of link itself with my YouTube account, and you're going to end up getting points for liking videos, sharing videos, subscribing and stuff like that, and you can use those points for contests and rewards and stuff that I'll end up setting up on that merch store. So how cool is that? So it would be like, maybe, you know, like 10,000 points gets you, I don't know, like 15% off of a shirt or something like that, right? Now, the reason why it's going to take a very long time to actually set up the store, and rewards like that might not actually even be in place for a very long time on the store, because right now, my soft goal is to try and have at least 5, maybe 6 different types of clothing variations, so that you actually, you know, have stuff that you can actually pick out of instead of just, oh, I'm launching the store. It's just got my YouTube logo. Boring, you know, like we've got my YouTube logo. Yeah, but there's a couple other like stuff that I'm trying to work out with their designers, right? Ooh, we got some double infinium here. Really, really cool. So I'm really excited about all of that. Even myself, like, it's like, I'm kind of just building the shirts that I would enjoy, so I'm hoping everybody else is going to enjoy them. The first concept, well, not concept, the first shirt design that we've actually got set up is actually like my little YouTube logo, but he's kind of like a chibi, more cartoonish version, and they were able to capture what I wanted perfectly. So I think that you know, now that we actually have that first design set up, and I wish I could show you, but now that we've got that first one set up, I think it's going to be a lot easier to make more designs in the future. And I'm actually thinking of setting up like a bunch of different types of characters that may or may not necessarily be related to the channel and stuff like that. I think I talked about most of this stuff in my Xbox episode recently. So let me see, I got a little bit of a cheat sheet here. Then there was also, oh yeah, so the Megalithic update, which of course is regards to the console, not necessarily the PC. I'm wondering when it actually is going to end up hitting, because the next patch is going to end up having the second stat reroll. So if you don't know what that is, because you know, unfortunately, whoever they've got writing that stuff up is actually doing an awful job explaining it. So what it's going to do is the second stat and the third and the fourth stat, all of the stats on your weapon or hat or face, except for the first stat, it's all going to be randomizable. You're going to be able to swap the stats out and randomize them in the Chaos Forge. So this is where if you have Stellar, if you have Radiant gear and it doesn't have the ideal stats, you can just randomize it, get the ideal second stat, which is usually crit damage, movement, speed, and stuff like that, right? So you then, once you get that perfect stat, wait for the event to pass, and then you just randomize the third and fourth stat, and then there you go. You've got like a perfect statted weapon. So even right now, you can actually buy really cheap gear on the market. Not necessarily the actual like market. You have to type /join trade, and that'll make you join the trade chat. So try and buy like cheap Radiants and cheap Stellars, because they don't really have ideal stats, and then you can just end up randomizing the stats after, right? And then for those of you that want to capitalize, you can end up forging up a bunch of Radiant gear and randomizing the second stat to being something worthwhile, and then of course you can end up just selling it for a lot more than the souls that would be loot collected, right? However, one thing I do want to point out here, folks, is to keep in mind that when the Shadow Tower update comes out, probably 3 to 4 months, if not more, when that update ends up coming out, the devs have clearly stated that they are going to end up having kind of a pool for Pentas and Radiant Souls and stuff like that. So what they're trying to do with that is there's going to be something new is going to be added to the game when the Shadow Tower update hits, that is going to take Radiant and Penta souls and stuff like that, thus making them more valuable, and kind of getting rid of all the excess ones that are on the market and boosting their price back up, so that people that are free to play are going to be able to start making some serious flux again. Because as it stands right now, the only real way to make flux is just by selling credit pouches, because you're not getting anything off of the Pentas or anything like that, right? Then there was also, oh yeah, I wanted to also mention this as well, in regards to the Troves of Wonder, because lots of people actually keep asking if I'm going to be opening more Troves of Wonder. Yes, I most definitely am. I think it could actually be fun to more regularly, like I'm gonna try and have Trove of Wonder videos at least once a month, but that depends entirely how fast I'm going to end up actually generating my flux, right? Because, you know, sometimes it goes really fast, sometimes it goes really slow. But in regards to all of that, let's actually, because I'm noticing that we're a little bit on time here, Alburn, there we go. So I ended up getting this bad boy out of my latest Trove of Wonder video, and I have an extra one or two. I'm not exactly sure, I'd have to double check my chest, but what this guy does is he's a beautiful dragon. He's got music video effects, and what he's supposed to do, although you're not going to be able to hear it because I don't actually have the music on, but he actually is going to have a custom song play only for you when you're actually mounted on top of him. So we're going to be giving one of these bad boys away today, folks. So all you got to do in order to qualify for that is I just ask that you hit that like button. It helps me out, you know, helps the video show up in searches and stuff. And then leave a comment in the comment section down below with your username. I want to stress enough that while normally with codes, it's okay if you just leave a YouTube comment, with something in-game like this, you're going to have to leave your username so that we can end up actually grabbing you in-game and trading the item to you. Now, another thing too, and I want to give a shout out to my man Joe because he's been helping me out a lot with all this stuff. As far as the winner is concerned, while, you know, I'm still regularly going to be talking with him about it, you're going to end up getting a comment from Nintendo Gamer, a good friend of mine and another Trove content creator, who is going to end up replying to your comment and telling you that you've won, and then you're going to either meet him or myself in Trove to actually get this traded to you. So, you know, it's been really, really helpful that he's been helping me out with all that stuff. You've probably already, most of you with the recent prizes have already seen him in the comments and stuff because it's just been a load off because I can actually focus more on just getting these videos out to you and working on the other stuff, you know, and getting like the virtual reality and a bunch of indie games and stuff, and not to mention I can focus more on the merch store and everything like that. So lots and lots of projects going on behind the scenes, and I want to say, you know, last but not least, you know, thank you to every single one of you, like a serious thank you, because all of this crazy exciting stuff that's going on behind the scenes is directly because of you watching. You know, it's you that has gotten me to this point, and I just want to share that appreciation and just say that, yes, I am very, very grateful that not only can, you know, I'm already happy enough that I can be doing YouTube and playing these games and stuff like this as a full-time job, editing the videos and stuff. It's crazy, it's stressful sometimes, but I love it. I love YouTube. I love every facet of it. And now that I can actually start focusing on more of these other business endeavors, like the merch store and getting indie contacts and stuff like that. Speaking of which, just as a side note, I actually got contacted by Square Enix, and they're going to contact me anytime that they end up having indie games as well. So really, really cool. But that's the whole thing, is that's directly responsible because of all of you watching and all the fans and stuff. So really, thank you. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I very much appreciate it. And good luck to the people that are going to end up winning Alburn. The people, the one person, I guess I should say. And have a fantastic day. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody.